Welcome back to 726. Thanks so much for tuning in for this episode, and thank you for being a supporter of what we do here. We try to bring in various guests from around the community, and one of the guests here today is Josh Bright and Rain Deering, and you're a pharmacist, is that right?
That's correct. I'm a clinical pharmacist at the hospital here in Harrison.
And what's the difference between a clinical pharmacist and just a regular pharmacist?
Well, clinical pharmacists deal more with the use of medication and monitoring and safety, with dosing and protocol and evidence-based medicine. So we rarely touch a drug, which is very odd to some people. We deal on the back end with patient safety, making sure that the doses they're taking are safe for them. And we also look into making evidence-based protocols for providers to use.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Does that vary from patient to patient?
Absolutely. Every therapy that we use is individualized to the patient.
Okay. Okay.
That's quite a task for you, I would think.
It's a lot of work, but it's very important work that we believe. We don't only do it in the hospital setting, but we also do it in the primary care setting. So if you were to see your physician and they happen to have a relationship with a clinical pharmacist, we can look at the therapy that someone's on day to day, month to month, make sure that quality measures are being met, and make sure that the medication is safe and effective for them.
So you just don't fill a prescription, you dig deep into the actual prescription and how it affects each patient.
Absolutely. My job has little to do with the medication itself or dispensing that medication.
Now, Rain is here with us.
What do you do?
Yeah, what's your function in all this?
I'm actually on rotation with Josh this month. I'm a fourth-year pharmacy student out of UAMS in Little Rock.
Okay.
And came to learn a little bit from the master over here.
Okay.
And he gets a grade from me, so that's definitely good. That's
so you have to come on a
good.
TV show too.
Absolutely.
Well, we're here to talk about the diabetic support group that's going on at North Arkansas Regional Medical Center, and I think they meet, what, once a month?
We'll start meeting once a month on the fourth Friday of every month, starting here in July, so we're brand new.
It's so this support group has never been in practice
Correct.
before, really?
There have been other support groups in the region, and we're actually partnering with and absorbing some of those groups into a multi organization group that serves the whole community.
And you're heading this up then?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Now, what do you plan to? What's your goal? What do you plan to? I'm sure education is a big deal, but I'm sure there's other things too that you want to do.
Well, my overall goal, which is going to seem kind of impossible, is the eradication of the burden of diabetes in our area, in our service area. And I think if we do not use that as a goal and we shoot too low, that real change is not going to be made. So our goal is eradication. This is our first step. You know, the hospital has been around for a very long time as a nonprofit organization helping the community.
Right.
And we are trying to expand our arms into the community to help people who otherwise could not afford it, otherwise would not have access to it, don't know about it. So the support group helps diabetics come together. We'll have healthcare professionals teach at each session. We'll have a time for social interaction, a time to just talk about different trends in diabetes, and sometimes just the social interaction with other diabetics, knowing you're not alone, is very important, because sometimes other people that do not know the disease won't understand what's really going on in your life. And we want to facilitate that interaction.
Can that goal be met?
I believe it can. I don't think it's so far off that we cannot control and prevent diabetes. It's hugely an education issue, and getting different groups coordinated. We have many groups doing their own thing, but now we are bringing it together with different groups, including the Arkansas Department of Health, to make Boone County I won't say a mecca, but a destination for quality diabetes care and for healthy chronic disease management in the community. And I think that's absolutely our goal.
Now, you brought some visual aids here. I want to kind of maybe show some of these features, some of the things that happen to people that have diabetes, and the importance of, weight loss and being healthy and all that kind of stuff. You want to just take that away and present some of what you have there.
Okay, so what I have here is what 5 pounds of fat looks like. This is the volume of fat sitting here, sitting over here. And this is what 5 pounds of fat looks like. And I'll let you hold that. And then also we have some muscle.
Oh,
Then you get the
And the
muscle.
question is,
Wow,
which
that's-
one weighs more of those two?
I'd say the muscle weighs more.
All right,
Feels
try-
like-
Oh, it's 5
Try it out.
pounds. Oh,
They're both 5 pounds.
Oh, really?
But the fat feels lighter.
it does.
There's more volume and distribution of that weight. And we forget about what fat really looks like. And fat is naturally insulin resistant. All diabetics start out, all type 2 diabetics start out being resistant to insulin. So the more fat you have, the more insulin resistance you have just, by the wayside.
Insulin doesn't work the fatter you are.
Right, the insulin, it takes more insulin to keep the fat cells alive than, say, a muscle
Oh,
cell
okay.
or another cell in your
Okay.
body. And so your pancreas, which produces the insulin, has to work harder and harder and harder the more fat you have, and eventually it burns out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like any other biological system. If you overwork it, if the factory explodes, you don't produce anymore.
So certainly being at a healthy weight helps.
Being at
Hold
a
on to
healthy
muscle.
weight.
Go ahead.
And
just
so
gonna hold on to the fat.
I also have 1 pound fat, and the relationship between fat and calories is this: 3,500 calories will produce 1 pound of fat. So decreasing,
That's like a Big Mac, isn't it?
man, that's a Big Mac a day right there. Decreasing or increasing your diet by 500 calories a day will add or subtract. It's just a math
Wow.
equation. Weight loss is not difficult. It is math. You take in less than you put out.
Right.
And if you don't lose, then you've lost control. You don't have self-control over what you eat, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other kind of myth about diabetes is that it is only a disease of people who are overweight. But diabetes is strongly genetic, and you can't do anything about your genetics.
Right.
So weight loss is one important thing, but there are many facets of diabetes care that we have to address as a community. And with the hospital being the obvious choice in leading that, since we're the only healthcare institution for several miles. But addressing all of the psychosocial issues, the disease burden, the medication, the continuity of care, just case management, getting people to see the physician and the physician to treat the patient and be seen in follow-up. And we have, many things in the works right now that I can't really speak about because they're just not there yet. But the hospital is working very hard to get these resources available to our
Yeah.
patients.
Brain, how long are you going to be here? This summer or
All of July, actually.
all of July? Just 1 month?
Just a month,
Are you
unfortunately.
learning?
I've
is he
learned
teaching you? Oh, good.
an incredible amount
answer.
about
Yeah.
diabetes.
Let me run it to dinner.
Another thing about, and you have one more visual aid here. I want to bring out the ill effects of diabetes.
Right.
Not being taken care of. If you don't keep it in a range, I'm sure,
Sure.
it causes certain physical things.
Right. Over time, diabetics are much more likely to have heart attacks, strokes, kidney disease, blindness. And one of the more visual things that we can see, we can't see our heart clogging, we can't see a
Right.
stroke happening. But one thing that does happen are diabetic feet. As diabetes progresses, you have less feeling in your feet, the blood flow to your feet is not as good, and you wind up with feet that eventually stop healing when they're wounded. And on this particular person, they've already had one toe amputated.
Right.
They have one toe ready for amputation with an open ulcer. They have a bruise over the top of their foot, which can lead to bone infections, which further lead to amputation. And then on the bottom of the foot, you can see this
You
person
can raise
has...
that up. We don't have a cameraman in here right now to
There we go.
zoom in on that. I'm sorry.
You can see on the bottom of the foot, this person's had a cleaned out ulcer on the bottom of their foot. There's a lot of swelling. Diabetics are the #1 population group that has non-traumatic amputation. And it's for this reason. The best way that we can prevent this is tight control of the diabetes. And this is very achievable. It just takes education
Yeah.
and time.
Right.
Somebody that has diabetes that may be in this position, can you help reduce the infection by lowering or leveling out the blood sugar in their system?
Yeah, there are two components there. Depending on how long it has gone, there's a reversible and an irreversible component to both the nerve damage and the blood vessel damage.
So the key is to try to get it before it's irreversible.
Right. That's
Yeah.
the key to everything is prevention.
Yeah.
Once someone has diabetes, to be very cognizant of the care that they receive, to understand their personal issues, their personal barriers.
And it's a lifestyle change probably for some people.
There's a lot of lifestyle change, but like I said, the genetic component, you cannot change your
Yeah.
lifestyle
Right.
to change your DNA. So there is a component of lifestyle change, and there is a component of correct medication and correct care.
Well,
You have a website as well, I think, that you're
Right.
going to mention. We can bring that up.
Okay, so we've got a lot of data for every county in the country, and we've pulled Boone County as an example. You can see on the top, this is data from 2007, and the next three bubbles after the number tell us the incidence of diabetes, which has gone from 9.5 to 11.7. So just in 2 years, we've
Wow.
jumped 2%. The average in the country right now is somewhere around 9%, give or take. So we are very significantly above in Boone County
Right.
the national average for diabetes. This also correlates with lifestyle, with physical inactivity and obesity. We tend to be, in the South in general, but in Arkansas in particular, more obese and less active. And this is not just a personal choice issue, this is also a community issue.
Sure.
If we're providing the culture that promotes this
Right.
wellness and this kind of care. In the score on the very left, this is the health score that this particular website and this data research company give each county, and we have dropped significantly from a 60% health rating to a 40% health rating in just 2 years. The other thing that may kind of jump out at you is we have a little over 3,000 diabetics in Boone County. Of those 3,000, 25 to 30% of them don't know they're diabetic, which is a huge public health issue.
Right.
We need, as a community, to come together and provide these screenings, provide timely follow-up, and getting that done is part of our goal. We've partnered with NAFI, which is an education branch of the hospital and college, and we've also partnered with Community Health Resource Center to hopefully write grants and get feet on the ground to get these prevention measures accomplished. Because we can talk about it all day,
Yeah.
but if we don't get out
Putting
there
it
and
into
do it,
action.
it's just not going to matter.
Right.
Well, the support group's happening every month. Tell us when that will happen. I think it's on a Saturday, is that right?
It's on a Friday.
Oh, I'm sorry, Friday.
Yeah, fourth Friday of every month,
Fourth
6
Friday.
o'clock. Right now we have it in the new part of the hospital on the 3rd floor in conference room C.
Okay.
It has a capacity of about 60 people, and we hope to blow that away.
Okay.
We know there are 3,000 diabetics out there. We want 3,000 diabetics being educated. We want to develop their health literacy. We want to make sure that they can advocate for themselves in healthcare, that they make their physician appointments more meaningful by understanding what's going on inside their body and with their medication.
So the third Friday will be next Friday, right?
It'll be next Friday, the
Next
25th.
Friday, the 25th. Okay.
That's
Well,
our inaugural meeting.
we appreciate you coming by, and
Thank
we
you.
have an open invitation for you to come back and maybe update us
Please
on
do.
Absolutely.
on your mission and your goal, and see if we can see how far or how close you are to that goal.
Absolutely.
as we go along.
We appreciate you.
And good
And the
luck
best
to you.
to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for being on the show. And we're going to take a break, and when we come back, one of our special people from this area is going to be having a function in, I think, over in Baxter County area, an event, and it's Cody Slaughter. We'll be talking with him in just 2 minutes. Stick around, stay with us. You're watching 726.